one who plays it in Liyue Harbor. Been thinking about staging concerts elsewhere lately, but what say you sign me up for your world tour? Anywhere's good.
Hi everyone, it's Donuts and this is the guide you have been waiting for. How to clear floor 12 in the Abyss. And the challenge was having no 5-star DPS or 5-star weapons. If you have the 5-star DPS or 5-star weapons, you can still use this guide video. It just means that you will likely clear the chambers much faster. The first thing you want to do is to select your lineup. I have the new character Xinyan in my team too. You want to make sure that you have both a cryo and a pyro in both teams. So my supports are pretty low level. Let's just head right into it. So normally you pick a card that lasts for the whole floor because you want the buffs that carry on into Chamber 2 and Chamber 3 to help you later on. First thing you do is to move back away from the key. This will lure the two cryo flowers back and stand together. Then you can apply Pyro on them and try to use some CC character or Venti in this case to try to swirl fire. I didn't manage to swirl Pyro in this case, but I managed to at least group the enemies together. After that, you just want to DPS away. I have Bennett as one of my main DPS in this floor. I try to use his ultimate and then just spam his first spell whenever it's off cooldown. So this is doing something like 5-digit numbers, 20,000 damage to the slimes. In this floor, you want to use like Ningguang Shield, if you have it, to block the flowers from doing machine guns at you. Just try to use your Pyro first spell to stun the flowers if they are near enough. Use Venti ultimate to CC them whenever you can. And you want to also aim the slimes first because they are tanky. And if you ignore the slimes, they will jump away from you and they will get back their cryo shield, which is going to waste a lot of time. The cryo flowers will follow you, so just aim the slimes first. There's mist that the slimes will actually blow out, that actually make you lose health over time, so be careful of that. You can stand in the mist if your healing spells are up. If not, you should avoid the ice mist. So over here there's a flower shooting at me from behind, but because Bennett's heal is pretty good, I try to out-heal it. I put the Ningguang Shield down to actually block the shots from the cryo flower, and I'm focusing down the slimes as you can see and trying to ignore the flowers as much as I can. So Bennett's first charge skill gives 2 hits on the pyro. It actually helps to break the shield faster instead of tapping. Once again using the Venti's ultimate to CC or control the mobs. And then since they're up in the air, I actually use Ningguang to do a couple of normal and charge attacks as well as ultimate. So the mist is out, I actually jump away or behind the slime. Then I just use Bennett's out to heal up and spam Bennett's first spell to do damage. So things are pretty much under control right now. There are lesser and lesser enemies on the field. The cryo flowers is almost dead, the new ones are spawning. So using Venti or Sucrose or Jean in this case, grouping the mobs is always extremely good in the Abyss. If they come up with new characters that allow you to group out the mobs, those will be OP characters. Putting down the Bennett out again and just tapping the first spell whenever it's ready. It does about 20,000 damage. So once again, aim the slimes first. The slimes, as you can see, they'll run away, and once they run away, they'll actually get back their cryo shields after a while. See the one on the left, he's got his shield back. When they're up in the air, melee characters cannot hit them sometimes. So having a range character would be good, like Ningguang. So I'm constantly rotating my spells whenever they're off cooldown. Venti ultimate, Bennett's ultimate. I'm not using Chongyun at all for this room. He is actually used for Chamber 3 when there's electro shields to break. So it's just Bennett, Ningguang and Venti for this Chamber 1 first half. So all the little shields that the Crystallize put on the floor is actually good to pick up because they give you a shield, they protect you from certain chip damage. And there's an Abyss buff that's going on right now, if you don't know, that whenever you pick up the Crystallized shields on the floor, they'll do a burst of elemental damage based on what crystal is on the floor. Putting the Ningguang shield down to avoid machine gun damage. So I want to kill the Slime's shield. Wait for Bennett's first spell, hold on, 2 hits. So it actually breaks like 2/3 of the slime shield. Once again, Venti's ult is super good in any floor that has a lot of mobs. Just chipping away at these monsters' health. This chamber 1, once you finish all the flowers, this tall wooden churl will spawn. There's a wooden shield. You actually need pyro to burn down his shield, no other elements work. So this is the last monster for this floor. Whenever you reach the last monster on floor, unless you are very pressed for time, what you want to do is to make sure all 4 characters are full on energy as well as almost full on HP. So do your healing, do your spell rotations, switch to characters which need to suck back the energy particles such that you have full energy and full health on all the characters. So as you can see, all my characters are above 70% health. Bennett's heal doesn't go above that. I'm just switching between characters now, making sure that okay, Bennett is full on energy. And now we go into the next round. So 12-1 second half is actually the round where there are a lot of cryo auras. You want to go for this cryo slime first with the aura, because the aura means that they will come with the ice cage or ice prison every 13 seconds. As you can see over here, this ice cage will actually do a lot of damage to you if you move while you're inside it. So this cryo slime is almost dead. I actually switched to TT to heal up all my characters while killing off this cryo slime. See, the prison took off actually like 2/3 of the health. Xinyan with a shield, using her ultimate to iframe. Using TT as an emergency button just to heal up my characters. So Xinyan is actually a new character that is very interesting. Let's discuss about her spells. Her first spell for me right now is actually doing or giving me about a 3000 HP shield. The shield also infuses yourself with the pyro status. This means that using Xinyan's first spell can actually remove the cryo debuff from you in floor 12. This is the same as Bennett's ult, which is also able to remove the cryo debuff. So Xinyan is actually secretly OP for floor 12, if you've not known about this yet. So there's this last enemy here, we're using it to heal up, make sure that our characters are healthy before the next wave is out. You want to aim the enemy with the aura first, and then second priority is the shooters. So right now this enemy at the back there is the cryo mage, that's the aura. So we're gonna just pump out all the pyro spells to try to break its shield as fast as possible. As you can see, taking damage from the ice prison sometimes is unavoidable in the chaos of the fight. So we're just focusing down the cryo mage right now, using all our pyro spells as well as Fisher's Alls to do the overloaded reaction. Xinyan shield is good for preventing chip damage from the slimes or shooters. Ice prison again, almost died here. Just switch to your healthy characters when you are feeling low on health and you don't have a heal right now. Switching back to TT, you can use any healer, a good healer for your Abyss team. Things like Noelle, Bennett. Try not to use Barbara for floor 12 as her first spell will actually freeze yourself and it's gonna kill you in floor 12. So now there's just last one shooter. We're gonna use the opportunity to charge back our energy or heal up. Because don't forget, this is just the chamber 1, we still have 2 more chambers to go in floor 12. So for this one, we choose the best card again. In 12, there's 2 first half. This is a chamber or a half with a lot of small mobs. There are a lot of hilichurls. There are 2 flowers all the time which will follow you. So the best is to use the flower in the middle as a focal point for CC. Venti CC is the best here. Using Ningguang to create a lot of crystal shields on the floor. See, as you pick up the crystals, damage is actually done in the AoE. Venti's ult is up again because I'm using Favonius Wobble. His energy recharge is more than 200%. I think it's more than 220%. So So Ningguang gonna use ultimate, do some damage. So the Hilichos on the far side of the room, you see they're actually shooting the middle tower if you are not close to them, but as long as you go close enough to them, they'll start focusing on you. So we want to use as much crowd control as possible. So I'm going to go take care of these guys because I noticed that they are actually looking at the center tower. So let's just finish off these guys. I put the Ningguang shield down for some damage, as well as to block the Hilichos from shooting at me from the far side. I'm going to switch my attention back to these Hilichos over here. So Venti's first skill is good at knocking them up in the sky for a while. You can see that there's this cryo machine gun flower shooting at me. I use the Venti out to negate damage for a while. Put Ningguang shield down to block damage from that machine gun. And I'm using CC again to take care of the small Hilichos. So we just have to keep repeating this method using the flowers as kind of like a middle point to suck up all the Hilichos and the flower. Like this flower standing in the middle is going to be a good point to suck up some of the Hilichos and the flowers. If the flower is standing between two batches of Hilichos, like 2 and 2, you can actually suck up all 4 Hilichos and 1 or 2 flowers together. So that's the ideal location to be using Venti's out, or maybe Sucro's first spell. A Nemo MC can work as well. So this whole round is all about going around to juggle the Hilichos and the flowers, killing them whenever you can, as well as using Ningguang's shield to protect yourself, as well as to protect the tower from being hit by like machine guns and Hilichos shots. By machine gun, I mean the cryo flower in the shielded state. So we're left with the last 2 monsters. Don't forget to take this chance, especially this is not a timed round, to charge back all your ultimates to make sure your characters are at full health, such that you can prepare for the next chamber, which is chamber 3. So my characters are more or less all on high health, everyone has their outs ready. I'm gonna finish this last guy and get ready for the second half. So for this 12-2 second half, we want to go for the enemy with the cryo aura first. This is the cryo slime that summons the ice prisons or ice cage. So just spam all your pyro spells and DPS on it. Try to take it down as fast as you can. As you can see, the ice prison came out, took off almost half of my HP. Next, we want to focus the shooters. There are actually 2 shooters, one on the far side, one over here. In the first wave, it will be the cryo slime with the aura, as well as 2 shooters. So the shooters on this round, they are actually focused on you. You can see the one on the far side is actually looking at me and not the center tower. So this is the last enemy of the first wave. We can take our time. Don't forget, this is not a timed round at all. It's just about defending the center tower. Use the chance to get back max energy on your characters to heal up. So for the second wave, it's 2 shooters. This time they are focused on the center tower. We want to focus the 2 shooters ASAP, and then we go for the wooden shield torture next. 3 enemies, 2 shooters and 1 wooden shield torture. So go for the shooters ASAP, try to knock them into the wooden shield torture to do some AoE damage, but it's not really necessary. Once the first shooter is dead, go for the second shooter. Just use the overloaded spells, your pyro spells, just DPS it down. The wooden shield torture over there is already has his shield down due to Goba spitting on him. And this is the important part. So once we are left with the wooden shield torture, and this guy is forever going to be aggroed on you and following you, just take your time. Heal up, make sure your characters are on max energy, because you want to really prepare for the third wave or the last 2 enemies. The last 2 enemies are going to be 2 cryo mages, one with an aura and one without the aura. But you want to actually take down the cryo mage without the aura first, as he's aggroed on the tower, and every hit that he does on the tower is really big damage. So you can see here we're just taking our time with this last wooden torture. Just using Goba and Fisher's Oars. Look over here, I intentionally walk back to the entrance because this is where the 2 cryo mages will spawn. The entrance is when you look outside, you will see the staircase is going down instead of the staircase going up. So you can see at the corner of the screen, there's a staircase going down. So this is the entrance of the domain. So where Xiangling is standing now is the cryo mage that has without the aura will spawn. So I'm just being greedy and taking my time here, picking up the chili pepper. Okay, so this torture is going down now. I'm just going to put a Goba down to distract this guy, whereas my main target is this guy. You see he already has shot the center tower 1 time. So by aggroing the mage with the aura, I actually bring both of them together. Their shield is already broken and it's time to DPS them down. So try not to follow this example. This is a bit of a bad example where I've brought both mages close to the center tower. This is actually quite dangerous because you see the mages' AoE icicles will actually hit the center tower. I've actually 3-starred this chamber or this half already, just that this is footage taken from one of my earlier runs. So the first mage is already down. This is the second cryo mage that summons the ice cage. He has the aura underneath him. You want to try to permanently stagger this mage either with melee attacks, spear or claymore, or overloaded reactions. Of course, take the time to heal up and charge your energy as best as you can. If you don't stagger this mage enough, sometimes he will spin or get his icicles out again, which means he wants to get his shield back, as you can see at the end of this video here. So we just want to finish him off ASAP and get ready for the next chamber, which is chamber 3. So for the last chamber, just choose whatever card that gives you the most attack. It can be a chamber card or a floor card. So for this floor, you want to go for the cryo gunner first. It's just 2 enemies in the first wave and another 2 enemies in the second wave. This cryo gunner has the cryo aura, which will spawn a ice cage, as you can see here. That's going to do a lot of damage to you if you move. We want to try to focus the cryo gunner, as the electro fatui will come and smash you sometimes. So as you can see, Chongyun's out and first spell actually took out the electro fatui shield immediately. We use a Venti swirl to try to do some debuffs. And then we just DPS them down as quickly as we can. Catalyst users, when they are standing still in the ice cage, they actually don't take any damage, as long as you don't move. So just rotate your spells, and most importantly, you have to dodge the Fatui attacks as they hurt really badly. Over here we are able to take down the Cryo Gunner first. Now we're just on a one-on-one situation with the Electro Fatui. This is more manageable. So we're applying Cryo on the enemy and then doing Bennett's attacks to melt. So just one choice out can take down the shield almost immediately. You have to throw in one more ice attack or ice spell. Second wave, we want to aim for this Electro Fatui. He has an aura below him. He'll summon the Electro Triangles that will zap you, and as well as he can suck your energy away. So the Anemo Boxer is doing that. You can only do normal or physical attacks, if not he'll actually suck you in. It's very dangerous. So we use Ventis out to iframe or dodge the punch, and then we just use ice to take down the shield and continue DPSing the Electro Fatui. You can see these guys are really tanky because they are level 100. And there's actually like a 20 level difference between my 4-star DPS characters. I'm only AR 47, 48 right now. So when he's protecting the guy, be careful, he's going to suck you in. We use Ventis out to iframe if you can't time the dodge properly. And then we just DPS them down. Right now they're trapped in the corner, it's really good for us. We're just spamming all our AoE and spells. And Bennett is the main DPS right here. Electro Fatui shield is up. Let's use Chongyun. Ultimate and one hit, and his shield is gone almost immediately. Chongyun is really so good for breaking Electro shield. and both of them will be down. And this is the first half, guys. Okay guys, for 12-3 second half, this is actually the toughest stage in the game. We go for the Cryo Gunner first. As you can see, he has the Cryo Aura. He's going to be protected by the Anemo Boxer. So be careful of when you throw your elemental spells. See, I actually move away with Xiangling here because I don't want to dodge his suck and punch move. Anemo Boxer shield is up, just wait for a while. We gotta take out the Cryo Gunner's shield. So I actually put Goba down to let him, peck away at the shield, and then I walk further away. So once his shield is down, just rotate all your character spells and do big AoE or DPS. His Cryo Shield is up again. The Anemo Boxer is protecting. He may be doing his suck and punch. No, because also is actually hitting Cryo Gunner. So we put down Goba and Oz again, and we DPS with Xiangling. The Anemo Boxer will always pick up the down Fatui so frequently. So this is dangerous move. We use TT to iframe with the ult. Then we just keep DPSing the Cryo Gunner and Anemo Boxer together. You don't have to chase the Anemo Boxer, he will be the one that's chasing you. And picking up his teammate again. So the window for DPS is really low because the Anemo Boxer keeps picking up his friend. Xinyan's out to iframe as well as do some pyro procs. Now it's just one-on-one with the Anemo Boxer. It's really easy. You can just use physical DPS to break him down. He won't use his shield at all because there's no ally around. Second wave, 3 enemies. Electro Fatui with the Electro Aura. Go for him first. If you want to play safe, go for the Electro Fatui first. If you want to play it risky and go for 3 stars, you can target the Cryo Gunner first because the Electro guy will always chase you. So now both shields are up. I'm actually waiting for TT's first spell to come back on cooldown so that I have cryo spells to actually break the Electro shield. So he chases you, don't worry, just walk around behind him. That's the way to dodge Electro Fatui's attacks. Now I turn on TT's ice spell or cryo spells and I'm trying to break the Electro shield by sticking close to him. So one last hit, and now I'm just gonna DPS them down again with Xiangling's out and Fizzle's Oz. You can ignore the Geo Fatui guy at the back because he's not going to do much damage or disrupt you a lot. If you really want to go for a lot of stars, you can start with the ranged enemy because the 2 guys will actually follow you. So now I'm just rotating between Oz, Goba, Xiangling's out, and Xinyan's shield whenever 2 enemies are together. Just play it safe this round. This is going to be the toughest stage you ever faced in Abyss. And if you're just a beginner aiming to clear this round, you need to play it safe. So right now the Electro Shield is up. I'm going for TC's first spell to slowly break his Electro Shield. There's so many things going on at once and your stamina will actually run out really quickly if you waste your stamina to dodge. Xinyan's shield actually cleanses yourself, don't forget. So you can use that to cleanse the cryo debuff and actually have a lot of stamina for dodging. Of course the cryo debuff comes back quite quickly and Xinyan's shield has like a 18-second cooldown. Okay, so the Electro Fatui guy is down. This will make things a lot easier for us. There's no more auras for us to deal with. This is where we can go for a bit of speed and we aim for the ranged guy. But I decided to actually go for the Cryo Gunner because he's one of the more annoying ones with this ice spray. When you switch characters, he will actually lose the target on you when he's doing the ice spray. So you can switch characters to walk behind him and then pop some fire spells like Goba. So I'm going behind him. Okay, he's down right now. And it's just the last guy left. This guy is easy peasy lemon squeezy. If it's just one Geo Chanter left, he doesn't do much. Sometimes he can put back his Geo Shield. So overloaded Claymore and Geo attacks will actually break his shield. So right now you see he's shielding up. I just changed to my level 60 Xinyan, who's holding a Claymore, just to break his shield. and then I change back to my DPS characters, Xiangling, put down Goba or Official's Oz whenever I can, and just DPS him down. This guy is so tanky that even when he's standing still and I'm freely hitting him, it takes such a long time to take him down. TC heal just for a bit of safety, and then we keep smacking, jump to avoid some of the icicles, and finally we did it, guys! Floor 12 is complete. If you want to take a look at the artifacts that I have, you can check out my previous video where I showed how I planned the artifacts for floor 12. So I want to show you my Xinyan artifact set because this is the new addition to my team. As you can see, she's using the 4-piece Bolite set, which increases shield strength by 35%, and this one is for DPS Xinyan, but I'm not really using her to auto attack. I'm using her as a support. You can see that her attack is really low, but her defense is 1000 and she's only at level 60. Her artifacts are +4, +0, +4, +4. So just with a whole lot of +4 artifacts, she can actually be a really good support. The secret is actually because I put defense main stat artifacts on her. So these are artifacts that you can usually use on Noelle, because Noelle is also a defense main stat character. See, all these are actually defense main stats. Even for the flower, I look for some defense main stats. Of course, if you want to use Xinyan as a DPS character, ideally you want to use a good claymore. C1 Xinyan is actually very strong because of the increased attack speed, and she also gets a shield again when she uses her ultimate. So if you're using a DPS Xinyan, you can actually use weapons like the Prototype Eminus, Wolf Greystone, or in general DPS claymores. For her, actually the ideal support or defensive Xinyan, you would use the White Blind, the free-to-play craftable claymore from the blacksmith. For her right now, I'm just slapping on a spare level 40 bell, which is totally crap, but at least it gives a bit of shield. So this is not the ideal weapon for her, but yeah, she's just a spare character, a support character, which I use in Abyss. Mainly because of her. Look at this level 6 shield. So 200% of 1000 defense. She's giving me a 3000 HP shield. And more importantly, the shield has this special property. It makes my character on the field has the pyro status. So this is secretly overpowered because it cleanses the cryo debuff on floor 12. So Xinyan is performing the same role as Bennett's ultimate. So guys, if you haven't got Xinyan already and you're struggling in floor 12, pick her up and she's going to be a great asset for your team. So just take a look at my total list of characters. It's almost the same as in the previous video, just that I added Xinyan to my roster. So for the weapons that I have, so it's less than 10 of the 4-star weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. Yeah, because I have duplicates of the Favonius Greatsword. So no 5-star weapons and no 5-star DPS characters. Of course, I have the 2 best 5-star supports in the game, TT and Venti. So if you want to know the artifacts that I'm using on my DPS Bennett, because right now he's actually on his support set, you can see most of it is a +4 Exile. The good artifacts right now I actually have on like my Chongyun carry and my Ningguang carry. So even Fischl is just using Gladiators and Wanderers. None of these pyro characters are using the Crimson Witch set. Look at this. This is just Berserker, Gladiator, all 4-star, and Xiangling can carry floor 12 along with Bennett. Yeah, if you want a more detailed look at which artifacts I actually have, you can check out my previous video, which I actually go into each one of these artifacts and show you how I mix and match my Gladiator and Berserker artifacts such that I'm ready for floor 12. Thanks for watching and see you next time, guys.